Hey, what's up, and hello everyone, and welcome to a weekend in the life of a vintage seller. My name is Kennedy. I run a vintage clothing brand called Sinclair Vintage, and this weekend we are on the road to Memphis. This market is called Totally Rad. It's a traveling vintage market, kind of like ThriftCon, except it's a lot less toxic, a lot more affordable, and they hit a lot more cities throughout the US. So I've been to 3 or 4 now, and I just signed up for another one in Indianapolis that I'm super excited about. Until then, though, let me focus on this market. So this is Friday. They let us up a day before, which I greatly appreciate. Not only that, they also let us drive directly up to our spot to load in and load out, which makes my life 10 times easier, a lot less stressful. So I took my time, got everything set up exactly how I wanted it to, and then this was my full setup. I'm super proud of it. This was a 12 by 12 space. I went to dinner afterwards with my friends. Then I checked in. I stayed at the Vitality Hotel in Memphis, and honestly, it was a gorgeous hotel. I'm not gonna hold you. It wasn't my first pick. You guys know I'm a Marriott girly, but this was a solid choice.
Roughly a headwind as you break down to turn number one.
And on the mediums, everyone else on the soft. Let's see what Charles Leclerc can do to lower this benchmark.
Soft tire lap for Charles Leclerc is a 1:41.982.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I don't think I talked to you guys at all yesterday, but this is the fit. I thrifted this dress. I was a little nervous. I thought I was going to give like 2010s, like chevron, 2012, 2014, but honestly, it's giving body, and I love it. Maybe it's the light that's really like doing it for me, these shadows. I don't know, but it is like 7:30. I need to head to the post office before I go to the market because somebody needs these leather pants by next Friday, and if I don't get them out today, then I won't get them out till like Monday, and that's kind of pushing it. So we're gonna run to the post office real quick. Oh my god, fit. I'm not wearing the Crocs. I'm just taking them with me. My boots are in the car, so don't freak out. And then this is the bag that I have, but again, we're just going to work a market. I'll talk to you when we get there because I have thoughts, but take this in. Oh my god, she's so conceited. Girl, you need to love yourself. Okay, let's go. A lot of you seem to like the what sold stuff, so I'm going to show you what I'm shipping out today. First thing, we have this little Polo Ralph Lauren sweater. The flag sweater, iconic. I think I sold it for like $65. I'll have to put the actual stats on the screen. Then we have this little brown cardigan. She's really cute, I promise. It's like a long one. I think that was like $45. Then I have a bundle that I'm shipping out. It's this long maxi skirt. I'm finally selling a striped maxi skirt. Love that for me. And then she also bought one of these striped off the shoulder tops. She's my kind of girl. Stripes galore. I mean, look at my dress. Anyway, that was a bundle. I think I gave her a discount on the skirt and then she bundled, so she also got free shipping. We have another bundle here. It's like this open back sweater. It's a v-neck in the front and it's got an open hole in the back. I think that's so cute. And they bundled it with one of my high neck ruffled tops. Love these things. So that's a cute bundle right there. Don't remember how much they paid for that. These were in my personal collection. I actually got them off Facebook Marketplace for like $25 for a Halloween costume a couple years ago, and they ended up not fitting. So then they just sat in my closet because I wasn't gonna get leather pants tailored, and after doing a closet clean out, I was like, you know what? Let's just get rid of them. I posted them. I think within like 2 weeks they sold, but they're really sick. Look at the lace up, the embroidery details. Even got a little detail on the back there. These are the things, or this is the item, my god, I can't even talk, that is forcing me to be here right now. Because we got to get that out for their birthday. And then I also sold this tank top. This one has like 400 likes or something crazy on Depop. I think I listed at 30 or 35 and it sold for full price. And then the last thing is, I think I showed it in my last week video at the very end, what sold. Boom, another silky, ruffly, high neck top. Ugh. Okay, I need to get all these together and drop them off. I'll talk to you in a second. little nervous. Wait, let me show you my spot. You see this little octopus looking blow up thing? I'm literally like right there. Like, these are my racks. I know it looks like I'm stalking that guy, but there's those racks right there, those are mine. I'm literally right there. I'm gonna be burning up in the freaking sun. So early bird starts in approximately 10 minutes. I see maybe 5 cars out here. And early bird's an hour and a half. This is also another reason I'm nervous. Early bird is about to start, and so many people are just like not set up. Where's this person? Actively trying not to crash out right now. I'm trying to remain professional and not scream, cry, and throw up like I want to. I just finished watching F1 qualifying because it's a little slow during early bird, so I was like, I can still watch it. Oscar crashed. My favorite. Charles crashed. My other favorite. But my only saving grace today is the fact that Max is on pole. He is starting P1 tomorrow. He was my saving grace because if all 3 of them would have crashed, I would have been number 4. I'm laughing so I don't cry. I am so emotionally invested in this sport. It is actually unreal. I don't know if I can watch tomorrow. I am so scared, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Me, my race cars, and my $1 million drivers. What can I say? I hope we have a good day of sales because I need something to make up for that qualifying session. Like, I'm literally so speechless. I don't think I've seen a qualifying that hectic ever. Honestly, I mean, it was crash after crash, red flag after red flag, after yellow flag, after another red flag. Like, Carlos Sainz, P2, Liam, P3. Like, what in the world is going on? You truly just never know what's going to happen in this sport. Like, honestly, the moment you think it's predictable, the sport's like, let me show you predictable. My goodness. At least Lando is P7. That's our greatest threat. Okay, I really need Oscar to just win this whole thing this year. So the fact that Lando was also qualifying low makes me feel better. Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work. I just had to vent for a second here because I'm trying not to cry. We have made a couple sales, so we've made 4 sales, so happy with that. Early bird ends in like 30 minutes, so I'll update you guys more later. It's almost 1 o'clock. We're about at that halfway point, and sales are finally picking up, thank goodness, because it was looking real rough there for a second, and I hate it, but like when you're not making sales and you're looking at your stuff, it really makes you like reflect. And I don't want to say like your self-worth is tied to your inventory and how well you do at markets, but like that's what it feels like, especially when you have other people around you like making sales and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, is it me? Is it what I'm wearing? Is it my inventory? Like, it just really makes you question your whole life, and I really hate that. So there's a second there, and I was like, am I not good at this? As if I'm not like making consistent sales like on Depop, as if people don't tell me on the regular like your curation is so good. I still will sit here if I'm not making sales and I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? Like maybe I'm not cut out for this. Like instantly like my self-esteem just like plummets, and I hate that. I hate that it's like I let myself get in my head and let that get tied up in each other, I guess. I don't know how to really put my words together because that's how I feel right now. My brain is just absolute fog, but we're here. The sales are picking up. We'll see if I hit my target number because I'm not sure about that right now. I'm in my changing tent, and turns out someone has broken my mirror and didn't tell me. So, love that.
A few pairs of foldovers today. I found these Mossmo ones.
Yellow flag is out. That is a massive... He's in the wall. He's out of the race. Oscar Piastri. His Grand Prix ends on the opening lap.
Wow. What an absolute nightmare for Piastri. What on earth happened there? He's at turn 5 and 6.
No, because imagine waking up at 5:30 in the morning to watch a race at 6 a.m. just to watch your driver crash within the first lap. Imagine. It's fine though, because he allowed me to go back to sleep because I was not watching the race. There was no reason for me to watch that race. I did see that Max won, which I'll take it. I love my Flying Dutchman. And Carlos Sainz finally got a podium. So shout out to him. Maybe his fans will stop crying now because they have been driving me crazy all season. Anyway, rise and shine. It's now like 10:30 and I have to check out in 30 minutes. Should we talk about the market though? Should we do that? Because after the market yesterday, I was just like so tired. I literally just got Sonic and then I came back to the hotel and just knocked out. Actually, I did do some Depop listings, so let me not lie. I did get some stuff listed just to keep my consistency up. And then I knocked out. Like, I didn't even make it close to midnight, so love that for me. Anywho, the market yesterday. Well, it started off so incredibly slow. I wish they wouldn't do like an hour and a half of early bird, honestly. Like, I heard Tampa did really well, like Totally Rad Tampa, which now thinking back on it, I wish I could have done that one. But Totally Rad for Memphis, early bird was like so slow. I think I made 4 sales within that first hour and a half. And it's something about like the psychology of starting a market that poorly. It really messes with your head for the whole day. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of early bird. I'd rather everyone just come in with general admission and we get the ball rolling like immediately, because I mean, you are just second guessing your entire life and life choices when, you know, it's been an hour and a half and you have 4 sales and it's like, I still have 8 hours of this. Like, what am I doing? Especially when like you can see other vendors who are like a bit closer to the entrance having people there, but like people are just not making their way to the back and to the sides. That's why I really appreciate like a more open venue, and this one was just like not that at all. Like, you came into the entrance and there were people off the entrance to the far left, there were some straight back, and then you had to turn to the right, and that's like where my booth kind of was, like smack in the middle to the right, and it's like terrain, not a terrarium, whatever, it looks like a greenhouse thing. And then you had to go even further back to see even more vendors. And I just feel like sometimes when you're having to bob and weave and you're like in this like tree branch setup, it's not super beneficial to the vendors. But I mean, it was pretty slow for me even up until like 11:30, almost noon, which is exactly what happened, you know, in Atlanta. I even said then that like it took a hot minute to really get going. And like what I hate about that, and I feel like I try to make like a little clip during the market about this, but I think it was loud and you couldn't really hear me. But I hate the fact that, like, I can't say this for all vendors, but personally, I put so much time and effort and energy into my curation and, like, what I pick up and my setup, and, like, this means so much to me. So when you're at a market and, like, you're not making sales, you're not having people in your booth, it's just like, it makes you feel real crappy about yourself. It's like, am I doing something wrong? Especially when you look around and you see, you know, other people making sales. And, like, I was texting my friends, like, how's it looking up there? And they were like, it's so busy. And I'm looking at my booth and I have one person. And I'm like, what is going on? And then, you know, I'm looking through other people's booths, and I'm like, not to be cocky, but, like, my booth setup is better. Like, my curation is there. I also think part of it is, like, the switch I made from, like, being a Y2K demon with, like, all the crazy colors and, like, the little cheap $5 bins. Like, I'm not doing that anymore because I want to have a more elevated presence, and I feel like I'm not going to get those same people who are, like, making impulse purchases and, like, stuff like that. Like, my stuff is higher quality. I have, like, a bunch of silks and cashmere and wool, and, like, it makes you, I think my curation, like, makes you think a little bit harder about your purchase rather than just, like, oh, it's only, like, $15. Like, who cares type energy. Like, some of my tank tops are, like, $40 because they're 100% silk, which is valid. But spending $40 on a tank top, especially if you're not in the fashion space, you're not used to looking at materials, you don't know your brands. Like, someone was talking to their friend about a Sue Wong dress that I had in my booth for $100. Sue Wong is designer. That is very cheap for a designer item. I had a girl come up to me and she was like, why is this mini skirt $45 and this longer skirt is only $30? Can I not get the mini skirt for $30? First of all, the longer skirt was 100% polyester. It was like that classic, like, 90s polyester floral print. Okay. The mini skirt that you're talking about was White House Black Market, and it was 100% wool. Brand and material played a role in that pricing. And it's, like, hard to get non-fashion people to really understand that. So I do feel like a lot of people, sometimes they come into my booth and they're kind of like, I love all of your stuff, but, like, I don't know, it's either, like, I can't afford it, or, like, some people really do appreciate it, and they tell me that, and they buy multiple things, and, like, I would have bought your whole store if I could have. But I feel like other casual, like, browsers, you know what I mean, who, like, don't really care about all that stuff, like, they do kind of give me the side eye. And I had some people, like, getting upset about what price my Coach bags were at. Baby, do we not realize Coach is still Coach? Like, that's like a mid-level designer. So if I have a Coach bag at $100, why are you coming into my booth and you're like, $100? I could get a brand freaking new one for that price. Absolutely not. Like, babe, first of all, show me what Coach bag you're getting for $100. Maybe a keychain. Those brand new Coach bags are not $100. Secondly, they don't make this style anymore. It's vintage, babe. It's from 1999. If they're putting anything out similar, it's a rendition. This is the OG. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't do the little fake keychain, and I don't do, you know, the tying the ribbon on the bag. But, like, those people who do on Depop, they're selling these same bags that I'm trying to sell at, you know, $100 to $200 for $400. But y'all are tripping because I have it at this market at $100. Mind you, I'm not worried about those people because I will find my audience. And there was a girl and her boyfriend who bought one bag for $150, left, came back around 20 minutes later, bought another bag for $110. Those are my people. This other girl walked up, went straight to the bags, grabbed 3, tried them all on, picked her favorite, bought it, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, my audience is out there, and I know that, but sometimes it's just really frustrating because I was so used to before making sales out the ass, you know what I mean, when I was retro bags. But, like, again, I had a bunch of $5 items. I always had a $5 bin. I had a lot of $10, $15 item pieces, so it's like I was selling volume and not necessarily, like, the highest quality stuff. And you know, I wanted to make this switch, and I have made this switch, and I'm really proud of it. And again, I did not do terrible at this market at all, but it's just some things that I'm sitting and reflecting on that I've like really got to work through mentally, I think, because seeing your friends still like put out crazy numbers, like my friend, I love her down, but honestly, and this is being fully confessional, and Emily, if you're watching this, I love you, girl, but it's like, now that I've made this switch and I've like been watching her like do double my numbers, like I'll be happy with my number, and then she's like, oh, like how'd you do, and it's always like double my number. I'm like, oh my god, like what the actual, you know what I mean? And it's like, part of it I think is just me, I don't know, I just need to work through it, and I am. But like, she's got like the really like typical Y2K booth, and it's so like, I fucking love it. Oh, sorry I cussed, but it's just not my personal style. Not my nose ring looking like a booger right now, but she's got like the bright pink booth with the pink tent with the pink hangers with the hearts in it, and she's got sunglasses, and she's got little trinkets and keychains, and it's like the cutest setup. And honestly, it totally makes sense why she makes the money she does. Like, she puts so much effort into her booth, and it looks so good, and it catches people's eye, and it does that. And she's absolutely found her niche, and she's come so far, because when I first became friends with her, like, love her down, she was a bit of a hot mess, and she has just come so far. She got a new car, she's got more racks, she's got more volume. Her curation is just like absolutely like god tier. Like, if you want Y2K, like that is your girl, you know what I mean? And so it's been beautiful to watch her like absolutely transform into this. And I feel like the student has surpassed the teacher, because I'd been doing vintage for like so much longer than her at the time when I met her, and I was giving her a lot of tips and tricks like when we were first doing markets together, and like she literally took them and just like absolutely elevated and elevated and elevated. And it's just been like crazy to see over the last like 2-3 years just like how big of a difference she's made, and I'm absolutely so proud of her. But it's like, now that I've watched her do that and like get like find her own bag and like come into her own person and brand and like really hone in on that, I'm trying to now switch and find mine, because I don't feel like the one I was doing was totally authentic beforehand. Now I'm doing that, and it's just like I have to give myself grace and work through this switch. So I'm trying to do that. This is like absolutely a confessional right now. But I know I'll find my people, and like once I really get grounded, I'll be good. But right now I'm just like it makes me want to scream. It makes me want to scream. I got sick of you guys falling down, and honestly, I just turned that into a video diary that's going to be hell to edit later. I just started talking in circles, and I feel like I'm putting my foot in my mouth, so ooh. But I really just turn on the camera. I'm like, hey guys, these are all my thoughts and feelings. Let me just verbally throw up, put it all out there. But if you're a vendor, maybe you can relate a little bit. It's just like, I don't know, I gotta work through it. I gotta give myself some more grace. I've only done a few markets as Sinclair Vintage. I'm still trying to figure out my setup and like what I bring and what little things I can still have in my booth, because I feel like a lot of people are starting to get like little trinkets and stuff to have out. And like, I did have jewelry at Totally Rad Atlanta, and granted it wasn't like that top dollar. It was just, you know, like little cord necklaces and like little vintage watches that need a battery, but most people these days are not using a watch for real. There's accessories. So it's like I need to get my inventory back up for that, because I feel like having those like cheaper accessory items made a difference in Atlanta. I think that's why I did better there, even though that one also started off slow. My in number was better because I had so many people like buying little jewelry stuff. Like, they basically sold me out, and I feel like that's part of where like Emily and some other people that I like am friends with who are vendors are getting a lot of their like extra funds coming in right through those like little trinkets. And I would like to maintain like the whole sustainability part of, you know, being a vintage seller, and I don't want to have to get like little AliExpress like trinkets and things to like make those sales. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do personally. I do have some ideas that have been festering on me and Pinterest, so I have some ideas moving forward, and now I just need to execute it we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna work through my ish, okay? I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna give myself some grace. I'm gonna try to stop comparing myself to other people. I'm gonna try to stop tying my self-esteem and self-worth to my passion project. I just want it all. I want to do so well. But I do sound crazy complaining about making thousands of dollars in one day. Like, I know that's crazy. I do. Like, big picture. I know that's crazy. And yet here I am. I'm like, I only made 3. Girl, that's people's bill money for the whole month, and you just made it in a day. Like, why are you complaining? It's like I'm complaining because I'm comparing myself to my friends who are like doing double. Ah! Anyway, let's get dressed. Let's check out, because now that I've been yapping so much, it is 5 minutes to 11. They're probably gonna be like, housekeeping very soon, so I need to get out of here. Maybe we'll thrift on the way home. I did sell quite a bit, and I have a market coming up in 3 weeks, so I need to get it back up, inventory back up. All right, enough yapping. Let's get dressed. So actually, I just got a Sonic slushie because I deserve it. And I also just got pizza on the way home because I stopped at 2 different thrift stores. Technically 3. I stopped at the first thrift store in Memphis. It was a Goodwill labeled as donation and store center. Whatever. Store and donation center. Only donations today. Okay. And then I stopped at an Ambets and it looked abandoned and scary. And it did not look open. There was only one car outside. And I was like, well, I'm not going to get out and try. Like, spooky season is here. Quite frankly, when you live in the South, looking as I do, and you're in an unfamiliar area, like, spooky season can be year-round. It is year-round, quite frankly. Sorry, I just had to see that. Anyway, what was I saying? Spooky season, and I just fell into the trap, but I fell into it because he was a fellow, you know what I mean? So, and I'm in a populated area that I know well. Anyway, point is that I wasn't trying to get out at Ambets, that scary location, so I didn't. And then I got on the road, and it started raining on the way to Mississippi. And then I stopped at one Goodwill in Mississippi, and again, it was labeled as a Goodwill store and donation center, as most do, and this store was only books, and I love a bookstore, but that's not what I was going for, so I just gave up. And now I'm like 20 minutes from home. Got my pizza, got my slushie. It's supposed to storm tonight, so I will be having a movie night. I'm gonna shower, candle, slushie, pizza, scary movie, and I think I'm gonna end it. Honestly, if I have other thoughts, like, I'll let y'all know. Y'all know I lived it. Yeah, so I'm not gonna say bye just yet, but that's really what we're doing. I just kind of go with the flow, you know what I mean? And I leave for New York in literally 5 days. So, speaking of New York, I'm here. I got here roughly 4 hours ago. My view is crazy. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Let me show you. So technically, I am staying in Long Island. Never stayed out here before, but this was like my only option, low-key. Normally I like to stay in Brooklyn. Like, that is my neighborhood. I only get to come like once or twice a year up here, but I know that area like the back of my hand. I love it over there. But there's something going on in New York, per usual, and so all the hotels are like double, triple what they normally are, and I was not paying $500 a night for a hotel when I can normally get it for less than $200 a night. Like, no, You got me messed up. So that's how I ended up out here in Long Island. The view is beautiful. The hotel still has a rooftop bar. Okay. I went and I walked and got some food earlier. It was delicious. One thing about me, I love Asian food. More specifically, Vietnamese food. And I went to this little food hall. They had, oh my God, Vietnamese food in there, along with a bunch of other stuff. My goodness, was this place good. So I will definitely be back, probably for lunch tomorrow. But we're gonna make it work. And then I get my tattoos done, 1, 2, 3 on Saturday. So I'm gonna have fun regardless. And it's just a metro away, like the main part of the city, Manhattan, Brooklyn, wherever I want to go. Like, I'll just catch a train. It's really not that deep. But I think I am going to try to enjoy myself out here in Long Island, see what it's about, okay? Because I feel like a lot of people on, like, TikTok and stuff, when I was like, what to do in Long Island? A lot of people were like, ew, we don't claim Long Island. That is not the city. That is not New York. Like, but there's got to be some gems out here. There's got to be some gems, and I'm going to find them. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna let you guys go. I just wanted to say a proper goodbye. Like, comment, and subscribe if you are a seller and you know how I feel. Part of my, video diary when I was just like talking about my grievances, I guess. Please let me know down below. Please let me know I'm not alone. Mind you, like, I was literally on this, I was like watching this back as I was editing. I was like, girl, you're literally complaining about making $3,000. Like, since when is that a bad day? Like, pull yourself together. Like, when is that a bad day? My goodness. I need a reality check. Anywho, yeah, if you can relate, definitely let me know down below. If you have any tips, let me know down below. If you're a new seller and you want tips or you have questions about Totally Rad because you've never done it, definitely let me know down below. Like I said, I've done like 4 of these now, and I have another one on the books for Indianapolis. It'll be my first time actually selling outside the South, which is going to be crazy. I'm interested in seeing like the scene up there. I've heard good things about Chicago and Ohio. Never heard anything about Indiana, but my friends from Nashville, they're only like 4 hours away, and they've done like Indiana Vintage Fest up there. I think they're about to do another one like this upcoming next weekend or something. I don't know, but they say they always do it well up there. This is also the same girl that I was like, she always does double what I do. So I don't know, but I'm excited for that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I need to stop yapping at the end of my videos. I think I've yapped more than I've shown anything else in this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next week. Until then, I hope you live a happy, beautiful, wonderful life. I love ya. Bye.